Hey ladies and gents, it's Zem, and we are looking at the new ISU-130 Premium Tier 8. Goes on sale today. It's been offered for the people that have the special people with premium accounts. However, it's now offered now to the rest of you plebs that don't have premium accounts. Like, thank you, Wargaming, for that. Fuck. What is the ISU-130? Well, it's essentially an up-gun ISU-122S, the Tier 7 one. Would have been in 1944, October 1944, roughly. They decided that they wanted to try a little bit bigger gun than the 122 on the ISU chassis. Now, remember, the 152 on the ISU-152, obviously, was a very large gun. And it did not, as much as the Russians said it did, it had a problem with penetration, and it would simply overcome with a larger shell and the fact it was high explosive. It didn't need to penetrate a tank, right? Frontally, it didn't need to penetrate a Panther, because what it would do is blow up against the side of the armor, spall the shit out of this armor on the inside, and kill everybody inside. It didn't need to penetrate a tank. However, from the side of a Panther, or a Ferdinand or something like that, more of the heavily armored stuff like that, yeah, it would pen, or Panzer IVs, it would go right through. It could pen those things. Frontally, no. Tiger's Tiger II, Panther, the newer sloped armor tanks, it couldn't pen, right? It couldn't actually pen the frontal armor, but it didn't need to. So they come up with the 122, the 122 millimeter, however, from the IS series of heavy tanks. Simply overcame armor by sheer mass, right? It didn't have the high velocity guns that the Germans did, so the 122, of course, could go through the front of a Panther. Hence why we have ISU 122s. And also, there was another reason, because the 152 millimeter guns were not always available. They had large stockpiles of 122s. So there's the history of where we got the ISU 122S's, or the other fucking versions of it. So, what was the ISU 130? Well, it was an attempt to add a little bit larger gun to the IS, and they were hoping that the 130 would have better penetration value than the 122. However, it did not. So this one prototype of this tank, which is what we have right here, the ISU 130, this gun right here, which was a naval cannon, did not have the penetration value, a better penetration value than the ISU 122. Now, you have to remember, too, these tanks, the ISU 122, the ISU 152, had an extremely slow rate of fire of around 1 or 2 rounds a minute. This didn't change either with the 130. In fact, I think with the way it was mounted and the breech on the thing, they even had more problems. There was another reason why it was never put in production. 122s were on a lot of different tanks. In fact, I believe there was even a field version, artillery version of the 122. So the shell was quite common. The 130, no, not so much. So they would have to literally retool factories and whatnot just to produce ammunition for this thing. So it was like, well, why? We already have the 122. We already have the 152. Why do we need to retool or restart another factory just to produce ammo for a 130 millimeter? That's only mounted on this, well, there was one on the SU-100, and of course on the IS-7, the 130. But for the most part, those tanks were never built in any significant number. So once again, why go through the whole process? So prototyped, decided it was not the best thing in the world, and it just never went in production. This tank does still exist. It is in a museum in Russia. So there you go. What do we get in game? Well, you get a piece of shit. I will be fucking utterly honest. 357 matchmaking. I would do all these reviews on premium tanks based off 357 matchmaking, right? This tank is not going to cut it. Sorry, it just does not. And the biggest issue has to do with its penetration is only 215 millimeters with AP, which any other time, if you had the regular matchmaking where 60% of the time you saw you were top tier, you'd be fine, or saw other tier 8s. Tier 9s, tier 10s, 215 ain't cutting it. Not in a tank destroyer. Most of the premium tank destroyers in the game have a minimum of 242, I believe. The other ones are 248, 263, 283. So you see what I'm going with this? They have all much better pen, 30 plus pen better, right? They're designed literally to hunt down other tanks, so they have to be able to pen them. This tank suffers from that. Yeah, and which I could be all right. 215, 8's fine. Some 9s if you get to the side of them. Even 9s, even some 8s, especially defenders and shit. They show any side of their tank at an angle, you will still fucking bounce. In the front of their tank, you'll bounce. It just does not have the pen to overcome angled armor. Right head on, yeah. I've penned 430Us from the front as long as I'm looking straight at them and I hit the lower plate. Other than that, it's just a bounce, bounce, bounce. And you see, you saw there'll be far more bounces than you will fucking actual penetration trying to shoot shit like that. So where even with the other TDs, they do have a higher base pen. They also have a higher premium pen. This tank does not have that. They've gone to this fucking route where we'll give you lower penetration of 187, but we'll give you higher damage. Yeah, talk about a fucking, hey, we're playing against 6s and 7s. Here's an AP round that's going to, it's got the lower pen, but you're going to do more damage. Fucking seems legit, right? I don't know why. The only thing I can think of, this tank probably would have been fine as a fucking preferential tank. Wasn't going to happen. So the only thing I can think of is possibly that they might be changing Matchmaker. I'm actually crossing my fingers and hoping that they change Matchmaker. But this seems to be, maybe possibly, that this is a sign of matchmaking change. Why? Because when we had the other change to 357, we had a slew of new tanks that came out that had better penetration than the older premiums. They were getting ready to unleash 357 on us, so they wanted to make sure they had premium tanks that were, that were better. So maybe this is a reversal. Cross my fingers. Hope. I don't know. But anyway, if you're going to buy this tank, don't, unless you're a tank collector. There's just not worth it. This does not make the credits. I've had 3K plus games in this tank. It's possible. Don't get me wrong. But it's a very situational tank, just like every other ISU. You get a grid map on it. You might do 3,000. The next time you might do one fucking shot of damage. Well, that's just the way it is. It's not an ISU-130 PM. Does not have the mobility. It's not Scorpion G, Strev, any of those other tanks that move around the battlefield well. Anything that gets out of reach of this thing, you will spend most of your time driving going, why the fuck did I buy this? So, with that said, 2 thumbs down. Don't even fucking bother unless you really, really want it because it's a rare tank. That's it. What do we get? 490 average damage, 215 pen, 6.9 rate of fire, 8.69 reload time. This is, of course, with an 80% crew, at least on the BIA part of it. Of course, that's going to go down. I always take these reviews with just 100% tank, and we roll through it. My first 5 games in this tank were all losses. I didn't even get to see my own tier in the first 5 games. Fuck, it was terrible. 1.97 aim time, 0.35 dispersion, and 3,383 average damage per minute, which, of course, will go up when I get the BIA on it. This is, of course, just running events and rammer and that bullshit. 1,000 hit points, 90 on the front, 90 on the side. HE shell loves this. Don't get hit by artillery. They fucking will wreck your day. Even some of the tier 10s firing HE shells will wreck your day, even though they don't need to. Yeah, the HE shell, it's just very little armor for what you get. Mobility. The gun, I will say I do like the gun for the most part, other than the penetration. 1.97 aim time, 0.35 version, not bad. However, this is a Russian-esque gun, so you will get trolled the shit out of you most times. I think I fired 6 shots one game, all in a row, all fully zoomed, only to have them not hit a target. That is Russian accuracy for you. I keep forgetting myself that this should be full bloom, go in every time. Right? Yep. So, with that said, that's the best part of the tank is the gun. After that, it just goes downhill. However, once again, with all ISUs, it's only got 2 degrees of traverse this way and fucking 10 this way. So, anything on your left, you're fucked because you're pretty much going to be spinning your tank tray up. Get a little bit more here. That's it. ISU-122 has 8.8 on both sides. SU-100Y has 10.10 on both sides. So with the 2 degrees of the one side of this, really kind of hampers the tank, and you'll see in the videos what I'm talking about. Mobility is pretty much just absolute shit. It is slow. It does not turn well. It's just an all-around 47.7 for the full load, 520, 38 top speed, 29.87. 38 top speed, that's downhill with a fucking, I don't know, a bat chat pushing you. This thing is just terrible. On hard ground, it doesn't matter. It's just slow. It's just like the rest of the ISU family. It's slow, terrible mobility, blah blah blah. Same with the traverse speed, not the best. Yeah, what are you going to do? Concealment 34.85. One of its redeeming qualities is a pretty decent Camel rating, but still not enough to make up for the fact is you don't have the pen to. And you know, and people are like, well, pen's not that really that important. Well, it is. With tank destroyers, unless you get the size of shit, most of the time you're going to be shooting at shit pretty much front on. This gun is going to struggle to pen the higher tier tanks, and with 357, that's what you're going to fucking see with this. There's just no way around it. I can say, well, you can move to a different spot. Yeah, but it's going to take you till next fucking Sunday to get there. By the time that the action's already moved, now you got to try to catch them, which is once again. So there'll be games literally where you're just fucking driving around the map with one shot of damage, and everybody's dead. Or if you get lucky enough that everybody else dies and you're by yourself, you just get wrecked anyway. So you know, it's not a SU-130. It's not a freaking Scorpion G that has the speed, Strev, the CDA, the fucking none of that stuff that gets out and moves and can move around the battlefield. Then this is ISUs. This is what you get. 388 for spotting, not too shabby. That's, you know, just with that, I don't have anything other optics or there. I just have a camo net on there. So we are. So I'm gonna bring a couple videos for you guys to check this out. Yeah, 2 thumbs down. Don't fucking bother putting your money into it unless you really, really want it. So with that said, thanks for guys for watching and have a good night. Alright guys, back with the first game in the 130. Alright. Yeah, so we are on Monastery, of course. We're going to pull over here right off the bat. We're going to see what we can do with this 430 here. Not familiar with this one. Don't knock down the trees. That's usually a pretty good indication. If I'm in an artillery piece, I will drop a shell on that fucking bush really quickly. So, I'm going to pull up in here. We're going to see if the 430 can at least get up into that Abbey. He's going to get, of course, met by a lot of shit here. Unfortunately, he's not letting him come back a little bit, so we're going to get kind of fucked here, I think. Maybe, possibly. T-54E1, no. 430 is just sitting there taking it like a champ. Apparently, the S-51's sitting there as well. We're going to move out. I'm not really feeling too, like I said, comfortable here with that SU-130 PM sitting there. But we're going to drop one over there and see if we hit something in those bushes. Yeah, we're going to drop 2 over there. The other bad shit about this thing, of course, is the ammo loadout is 25 rounds. So you get into a prolonged fucking fight, this thing's going to run out of fucking ammo. I kid you not. There's several times I've been under 5 rounds with this thing. Yeah. So we're not going to hang out there anymore. We're going to move out of the way. And we're going to see if we can get into a different position. KV-3, of course, has got the bush covered already. And we'll drive around here. And we're going to knock some shit over here just to let artillery know I'm here. I was kind of hoping, like I said, by now that the 430 would have probably moved up. Unfortunately, he's getting wrecked by artillery, who's sitting right there. So, yeah, this is always the fucking problem with TDs, you know. You're always just hanging out until something happens. Patience, 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 right? So we got P here, Stalin the sniper. Yeah, right. So, this side over here, we got E75, IS-6, AMX M45, yeah, so they got IS-2s, Wheezy-11, that kind of shit. And they're going to be pushing up here shortly. So, yeah, we're not going to hang out here. So, the man of war has already taken the shell to the gut. He knocked the tree over. No, yeah, he did knock one of the trees over. That's probably why he took an artillery shell. So, we're just going to sit back here just a little bit here and see if we can wait. I thought maybe the T-20 might fucking do it. Nope, S-51's like, yeah, we're just going to drop a shell right there. Unfortunately, like I said, I think he was aiming for the SU-130 PM. Oh, shit. So, stunned. We'll back up here. It's time to hang out. Once again, we're just hanging. We got nothing else to do here. Really, I was hoping one of these guys was going to run down either the LC or the T-20 or somebody. 430 finally gets up into the Abbey. And like I said, I showed the other video when I play this map, but usually try to make sure they don't push up into the Abbey. So once he's got the Abbey, there's always this late push sometimes to do this. So, Strev's picked up the T-20. We are sitting 3-0. Looking good, right? this is one of my very fucking few wins I did in the first 10 games. Just absolute horseshit. It was a tough day for Zem. There was 15-2, 15-1, 15-0 losses. Nothing you do about here. So now we're up 4-0. Got the IS-2, the 112. E75 is over there with the AMX M45. I'm thinking, not too shabby. However, they're going to need some help. So it's time to finally move. 112 finishes off the IS-6. IS-2 finishes off the AMX M45. So now they're pushing up in here. Now, it's typical, just like, okay, the E75 is dead now. Everybody's fucking dead. So they've taken the 9-0 line, which is surprising. That's normally not something that goes real well, but they somehow pulled it off here. So we're going to go up here, and we're going to see if we can get into a better position. However, knowing that the Tort just killed the 130 ISU-130 PM, and this gun cannot penetrate a fucking tortoise from the front, really, at all. I mean, it's pretty fucking shitty. Even shooting the cupola, you might get occasional pen there, but otherwise this thing does not do that. So we've knocked down some bushes here, knocked down the wall. P-43 sitting there doing a little bit of his spotting. T-25-2s come across, they're coming here. And of course we have, now we're at 5-5. They've brought it back here, so we got the 112 here. Steel hammer. And unfortunately, I'm not in the best place right here. I do have some cover, at least, but unfortunately, I don't have enough room to back up, so I can just use my just not be seen. So you're going to see some shit here. Like I said, not the best place. There's not really a place here other than the back completely up here, but I can't cover anything else. So we're going to pull in here. We got Steel Hammer here. He's in the 112. What's he going to do? He's going to come off there. We're going to put a shell in there for 484. Now, I don't, of course, like I said, I don't have 6 cents, so this doesn't always work out the best. I really wanted to kill him. That didn't go. There's the IS-2. Come on. He flubs his shot. There's what I'm talking about, that 2 degrees to the left. And since this is one of my very couple first games, of course, with the 2 degrees, you're just fighting it the whole time. You're like, why don't you work? So it's 6-7 right now. I'm going to pull around here and see what we can see. Come on. I want the IS-2. I want any of the IS-2s, anything to come across here. Try to keep these guys somewhat alive best we can. The 112 has moved through. GW Panthers on the far side. There's a Tort. Yeah, let's see here. Even with 470, hit the side of it. Thank goodness I was able to at least nail him. Yeah, from the side, as long as they're not well angled. I bounce. This thing bounces a lot of shells when it's angled here. Ooh, shit! That IS-2 was able to see me. Don't know how. Thought I was vanished, but didn't work. So we're gonna back up. Yeah. Let's not do that again. So pick up some spotting. 954. Finally, the Tort's dead, and we got the T-54 E1 coming here. Ooh, and I don't want anything to do with him. He is full health. Let's see if I can get a shot on him before he goes up the hill. There we go. Put a 523 into him. Yeah, I kind of let this go. I don't really have a chance if I pull out to go up and help the 430. There's a chance I'll probably, maybe, possibly get shot in the side. So I'm just going to have to let the 430 go for what he's got. Hopefully, maybe he's going to be able to stop that. So he's going to fight. We're going to see here. Let's see if we can pick up Steel Hammer here. He's poking a little bit. And, yeah. Kind of being a ninja here. Trying to be a ninja, maybe. It's back to 7-7. Yeah. Like I said, I really want to fucking nail this Wheezy one. I'm sorry, the 112. Considering that he's sitting right there. So, hopefully, this works out here. So that they're still fighting. 5041's still fighting. Let's see here. Come on here. Got to favor the right side, folks. We only got 2 degrees left. And, yeah. So, make sure you're always in somewhat of a position here. So, there's the 112. He comes out. And, yes, the accuracy is fucking off. Ooh, heat round from the 112. And the Pershing finishes off the 430. Yeah, because he snuck by me. Alright, so I'm down at 224. Pershing has a pretty good chance here of killing me, of course. Let's see what we can do. Back up here. He's going to stay up in there. Now I'm worried. We're just going to hang here and see what happens. They can't come through that wall anymore. So now he's going to have to come around and get me here. Sure as shit. Here he comes. Yeah, let's try this. We're going to go through here. Give me your side. There we go. 469. Puts him at quite a one shot. Close, maybe. There we go. Now they've got him down. Quick reload. There we go. Oh, 444. Low rolled that fucker, but was still able to finish him off with the ram. So we got the Wheezy 111 and an IS-2 left. Of course, the ISU-130 and the Wheezy 111-14. So, what are we going to do here? And of course, there is also a stair that has not been spotted. So, good times had by all. Let's pull around here. Let's see what we can do with the Wheezy 111. And of course, like I said, with the ISU-130, he's also sitting up on the hill. Shooter McGavin and the Wheezy 111. Ooh, what are we going to do? We finally brought it back 11.8. Like I said, mobility shit on this tank. So slow. Even on hard ground, it's not good. Of course, like I said, with soft ground, even worse. So they pick up Shooter McGavin and the, oh, there you go. The 130's there. Let's see if we can help him out a little bit here and finish him off. Wheezy stair finishes him off. Oh, there we go. Fortunately, he's almost out of range. Am I going to get 68 points? Yeah, I'll get 68 points. So, got the IS-2 left. P-43's pushing. Now, the stair's been spotted there. So, I don't really want to do anything. P-43 picks him up there. So, now I got the KV-13, the ISU-100M1. And, yeah, here we go. With the sheer amount of shit. Mobility. Yeah, P-43's not picking anything up here. We'll just sit here and wait. Hopefully, maybe. He's still sitting there. Nope, stairs on the other side. So he's going to pick up the P-43. So now I got the KV-13, SU-100M1 is running. So it's 14-11. This was kind of a one of those kind of games. We had our 9s did not do well, real well. I think the Strev actually did pretty decent. The other ones not so much. So, yeah, away we go. Just got the stair there. SU-100M1 is pushing. And this should be interesting. One's got a turret, one doesn't. KV-13 is going to go and sit on cap. So I'm thinking, probably might come back. The stair might come back here and try to snipe out the KV-13, which is about usual, right? They'll pull up there in the bush, knock the KV-13 out. At least he's behind the rock. I will give him credit for that. Typically, this isn't how it always ends, but hey, what are you going to do? Oh, Stair finds the SU-100M1. GW does not have any shots, so here we go. We are going to trek over there as fast as this thing can go. I switched to an HE shell, and I'm like, nah. No, we're going to stick with AP. It's always kind of fucking questionable. With HE shells, yeah, it hits a lot harder, but I've had way too many of them go. RNG says no, it ain't going to work. So, away we go. We're going to go see here if we can help this SU-100 out. Apparently he's having some difficulty with the stair. Looks like they're just kind of aiming at each other's. Here we go. Come on. Let's get rolling. Let's go. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. 551 left. Well within my ability to one-shot him. Average damage is 490. So yeah, I could roll high. But, you know, why would I, right? So 493, that's right at my damn 489. I can do this, fellas. One shot incoming right about now. Nope, it leaves me with 240. He actually does. Oh, there's that 2 degrees. So thanks for the first game, and we'll see how that works out. Hey, ladies and gents, it's, we are back with the last game. Ladies and gents, yeah. And I was going to say, hey, it's them, but you guys already fucking know that, so I won't repeat myself. This was my only, this is my first actual top-tier game in this tank when I was playing it, and it actually turned out to be pretty exciting, so I'm going to bring it for you. Kind of give you an idea. Some of it's a little more drawbacks here. Of course, like I said, let's check out this mobility of this thing. It's blazing fucking fast. Yeah, everybody's just leaving me. So we hit 28. 29, almost 30. Yeah. just, yeah. So we're going to go up to its fjords. Like I said, my only top-tiered game, my first top-tier game after buying the tank. So I was pretty pumped. I was like, yeah, I'm going to be just a badass. Yeah, maybe, kind of. We'll see. Got the MX-12T. He's out there. Got a T-43 here, and yeah, he's not going to do it here. We're going to check out the T-21. He's not really poking here. Keeping back off here. At least there's only one artillery. So we're already up 2 tanks within the first minute. I was thinking, sweet Jesus. You know, we have the defender going south. We have tanks to the north. We got a nice spread, right? They've taken the hill. We have a commanding presence here. And I'm looking to see if I can get some shots here. See the T-21. He's still hiding behind that rock. And I would really like to shoot the AMX. So we're going to see if we can move over a little bit. And we've lost our first Tier 8. Well, they had lost 2 Tier 6s, and we've lost an 8 already. So, yeah, not a good start here. So we're going to pull up in here, and we're going to see. We're going to knock this shit over here quick. See if we can get that shot on that AMX. Nope, nothing on the AMX. Really, really want to shoot him, but that ain't working here. So we're just going to have to back up here. So you got to something I remember about this tank, which I kind of forgot when I was playing it in this match, is the extreme length of that barrel. Even though you feel like your tank is actually sitting 15 meters behind that, it's not really sitting 15 meters behind that. So, ooh, completely missed the T-44. You see, now he's in the bushes right there. I'm not really terribly worried about getting spotted. But then, about that time, yep, that 2 degrees gun depression, and I moved up a little too far to get the shot off, which leaves me a chance to get shot by the ISU-130. And we're going to back up here. And the T-44 shoots me too. PZ-4 bounces. Yes. Just a little too far out of position there. So now I've vanished. They've vanished. And we're going to move up in here and see what we can see. Try to keep these guys alive. Or support them at least. We're back to a 4-4 right now. And yeah. Let's see here. Come on, boys. Let's see if you can spot something here. No, 40 TP's not picking up anything. And we're going to see here, pick up the AMX M4. The kind of game went kind of shit here relatively quick here. So I pull over here. PZ-4S is blind firing, nails me again. Yeah. Unfortunately, now we are down 5-6 here. So I'm going to back up here and see if I can, like I said, get his shots on anything that could possibly up there. I know, like I said, the PZ-4S hit me. So there's a good chance he was sitting up on that bush up there on the top. About that time, here comes the AT-15A. T-44 makes a run for it. You know, there's just a bunch of 6s here. They got, I do believe, two 7s. So kind of outmatched here, other than me, the fact that I'm covering him here. So the defender has picked up the IS-6. It is 6-6. We'll see. All right, so they picked up the MT-25, and now we got AT-15A and a ISU-130. They're getting a little pushy here. There's the PZ-4. Nope, he's staying back far enough. I can't quite get him. That's about the time the AT-15A comes down the hill. He can be he's going to be interesting because, like I said, with the rather shitty pen on this tank, I pretty much have to aim for weak spots. So we're going to aim for that little hatch that's on the side of his tank. Didn't happen. And I get picked up by the ISU-130. How the fuck he saw me there, I have no idea. I am far enough back. It shouldn't have been an issue, but apparently I somehow... And the AT-15A is not firing at me. So let's try some that Russian accuracy with the cupola. Nope. No cupola. How about we try it again? You know, 0.35, right? And nope. Nothing there here. I am picking up some assisted damage on the AMX M4. It's 8-7 right now. Come on. One more fucking time. Oh, I get a fucking lucky roll. Put him for 483. Puts him down to 344. So that's going to back him the fuck off a little bit. So the defender's now currently working his way down to the bottom. We are sitting 9-8. We're not looking too shabby here, right? There's an 8.8, 25-2. ISU-131 picks up the fucking AMX-12T, and then of course the AMX picks up the 40 TP. So not a good sign. Yeah, and I'm not really wanting to fire here because there's 4 tanks in front of me with an 8.8 coming up the way. So what we're going to do here is simply move up into the bush, and we're going to be the spotter. We're 9-10 right now. I have a Stare with me, a T-25-2, and a Defender. The two tanks down south are dealing with 8.8. The Defender and the T-25-2. I'm not really concerned about that. What you're seeing me here do is, with these type of games, I tend to have to, I really want to move off here and help with the 8.8. The problem is that I really want to keep that M44 alive. Now, yes, everybody hates fucking Arty. I get it, right? Any other videos ever seen how many fucking artillery shells I take it to the knee, you'll know this. However, in tight games, artillery does come in handy for the most part here. Picks up the AMX M445. There we go. Someone finally kills him, and it's a 10-all game. However, they do have an 8.8 left versus our Defender and myself. ISU-130 picks off the 25-2, so backs to a 10-11. And now the Defender, this is where it gets kind of wonky, goes to wonky shit. Right? The Defender was against the 8.8, and now the Defender is running from the 8.8. This could be interesting. I'm not sure what he was doing here. I was assuming that typically in these situations where you are down tanks, it is best to kind of circle the wagons, right? Get to where each of us can cover each other, that kind of stuff. Like, so for example, the Stare here and the M44, they can cover whatever I see or spot. However, the Defender goes south. I'm assuming just because he's headed for that artillery. So wait for the PZ4 to get behind the bushes. Here's that 2 degrees of gun of. There we go. Now we pick him up. He was behind the bush. I was behind the bush, so I most likely did not get spotted. Remember, I'm playing this tank not full crewed. I don't even have 6th sense, so I just have to feel my way through this, right? So, it's now 4-4. The Defender is on the peninsula, I'm assuming looking for that M44. Kills him, so now we're up 12-11. And we have the AT-15A and the ISU-131. The Stare, for some reason, about this time decides he's going to go, I don't know, check some shit out here. And like I said, I'm more concerned. I know, it's Arty, I get it, but tight games like this, Arties can sometimes be the real big difference between winning and losing. So I'm almost at this point, I'm almost positive the ISU-131 and the AT-15A have probably moved back down the hill to their cap. However, I've been wrong before. So, like I said, we're just going to see what happens here. The Defender should have no problem dealing with that 8.8, especially since we have an M44 that's also firing shells down there. Excuse me. So I'm not terribly concerned. Stare's going down there. I'm just going to hang here. I honestly believe the AT-15A probably might have stuck around and might try to make a push, or at least maybe the ISU-131, something like that. It took the AT-15A roughly about 6 minutes to get from the base to the top of this. Yeah, not good. So, Defender, yeah, I get it. Everybody knows where they're at, and he's playing with 8.8. I'm watching this going, I really don't want to leave this here, but I got it. It's time to go do something. Stare and the Defender now are faced off to the 8.8, and I'm, like I said, positive the ISU-131 is over there as well. So let's move. Let's get involved here. 8.8 kills the Defender, and now the Stares. And this is typically what I don't like about tanks, like, for example, the Defender. Very tough tank. But when you wander off by yourself, shit has a tendency to not turn out the way you like. For example, he is exactly what happened there. So, now the Stares down there is faced off against 8.8. He has a pretty good chance of actually killing him. Of course, there's the AT-15A, and at this point I'm like, no, I can't do this. By the time I get down there to help the Stare, I'm going to be surrounded by the AT-15 and the 8.8. And of course, there's still a light tank in play somewhere. Life is not fun for Zem. So the 8.8 finally finishes off the Stare WT, and that's leaving me here with just the M44. Like I said, the most exciting match that I had in this tank, by far. So it is a 3-on-2. 3 tanks versus myself and 1 artillery. And this is what I'm climbing up the hill for a reason. Light tanks being what they are, at least I have a chance here at possibly. So we're going to climb up here. We're going to try to do the spotting thing. And that's where I pick up the 8.8. Now, he had to see me knock over the hill, over the deal, but apparently not. I wasn't going to wait for artillery. Excuse me. And we will possibly, hopefully, be able to finish him off there. Finish the 8.8 off. AT-15A is somewhere there. ISU-131 is also somewhere here. So, about that time, get off my lawn! It starts to move here. So I'm going to try to get down here in this bush here and see if we can either... Oh, there, that would proxy spot him. I can't get the gun down. I don't have 8 degrees of gun depression. And I'm not dumb enough to pull over the hill and take a fucking... a chance that I won't be able to kill him. So, the artillery fired. He didn't hit him. And now it's, of course, back up on top of the hill. I'm not going to try to play peeky pokey, spotty with a light tank. And, of course, with my shitty gun depression, I couldn't hit him anyway, if I wanted, unless I drove over the hill. And he does have the ability, if he rolls well, to actually kill me here. So let's get back up in here and see if we can find this AT-15A. So we're going to look around here. AT-15A, where are you at? I was kind of hoping he would be, you know, pull out around the corner. Oh, but hey, you know what? Look at that. Somebody's right over there. They had fired at the deal. No. Once again, don't have 6th sense. So we're just going to have to play this for what it is. So I got myself backed into the corner here. I'm protected both ways. If he comes up the bottom, he's going to have to go there. If he's going to come across the middle, M44 will probably pick him up. And we're just going to wait here. I have a general idea. He's either going to come up this way or he's going to come back around the other side and possibly go after the artillery. So we're just going to hang out here and wait. Patience is a virtue, especially in tank destroyers. But we're going to move down here just a little bit more and see what happens. I'm waiting, like I said, I was really hoping that he was going to try to make a climb up here. At least I have the M44 to cover me. But we're just going to hang out here and wait. Like I said, I was not terribly sure. Possibly, maybe he might be coming this way. But we'll see. We're going to hang out here. We got 2 minutes left. Well, there's our buzzer. And we'll see what the Wheezy's going to do. Oh, there he shows up. There's the Wheezy-131. And the first shot we roll. Nice! 554. Finishes off the Wheezy-131. And, of course, did not kill the M44. So, 1 minute, 46 seconds left. And I'm like, let's think about this. Yeah. So I'm pinging the map to let the artillery know where the AT-15A was at, assuming that he hadn't moved from the last time he tried to shoot at me. So if he's camping in that bush, and I decide to go fucking crazy here and go across the middle, I might get spotted. So we're not going to do that. We're going to go around the other side. I know I only got a minute 15, and this thing is slow as fuck. But hey, you know what? I simply die. The M44 gets spotted, whatever. He dies too. Yeah, it's all over with. So with 1 minute left, we're going to have to do some... I got the turbo on. We're pushing for all she's worth right now. We got the 29-30 on the road. Yeah, over 31-32. Come on, boys. And for some reason, I get some sort of jumpy jury happy trigger finger here. So like I said, he was firing at me from over here when I was on top of the hill. So I'm guessing he's probably still here. He didn't have, he's probably tired. He went up the hill and then he came back down the hill. So I don't think he probably went too far. We're sitting at 20-some seconds here. Down the hill, I broke 35 kilometers an hour. Lightning speed here, folks. And we're just going to have to assume that he's somewhere around here. Hopefully M44 has a shot. He's sitting about 300 and some health, so I think, well, maybe we'll work this out here. 10 seconds left. 9, 8, 7. Oh, and there he is. 315. Oh, I didn't even actually see that. M44 had actually turned over. Oh, shit. I actually didn't even notice that in the game. I just see here in the rebar. So, we pull off the bullshit win in the piece of shit tank. So, with that said, you guys have a good night. Thanks for watching.